2 weeks ago, I was at a strategy meeting with several large groups who represent different legislation, conservative legislation around the United States. And one of them, everybody would know, and they are pro-life. I pulled them off to the side and I said, would you ever support treating a preborn child as equal to a living person? Well, of course. I said, okay, you believe that life begins at conception, which is fertilization, correct? Well, yes. Okay. So that means that you want equal protection for that preborn child, correct? Well, yeah. Okay. So you know the implication of that is that it criminalizes the act of prenatal homicide for whoever's involved. And this leader pulls back and says, well, everybody? I said, everybody who kills people and kills that particular person is going to be prosecuted, run through the judicial system. Well, we've never supported that for women. I said, so, go back to my first question. You don't believe that all people are worth protecting. You say you believe that life begins at conception, which is fertilization, but you don't truly that their life is like my life or like your life or like born people's lives. What are you going to do before God with that inconsistency? And she said, well, it's more difficult than that. It's more complex than that. I said, if you were a preborn child, would you want somebody answering over your life the way you did? That your life is, too complex to give equal protection. There's just too many instances. I said, our law is already protecting against coercion. They're able to parse out triage and ectopic pregnancies. This is simply taking the exception for prenatal homicide out of the homicide codes and treating all lives equally. Well, you just want to criminalize women. No, you brought that up. Where did you get that? I said, you didn't get that from the pro-choice lobby, did you? So it's the pro-life lobby that's told you that. Because they don't treat all children as equal before the eyes of God. God does. You don't seem to look at it the way God looks at it. And what will happen is, in my state, next session, I'm going to run a bill to give equal protection to all lives, and I expect this massive attorney group to come after me. Are you going to do that? Because I'm ready for the fight. And she said, well, we'll have to get with our attorneys and our legislative analysts. I said, you get with them. And if you fight against this legislation, you're fighting against God. And you do with that what you want. And if your whole organization collapses because of it, it's a good thing. And she didn't like that too much. These groups are able to glad hand with all these people and get a lot of money for it. And whenever they're finally challenged, they either turn it back on you like you're the lunatic because they're the big, powerful entity, or they then call themselves victims too, because that's what they've told the women they need to do, and then they take on that victim mentality as well. It's a strange turn of events, but that's where we're left with inconsistency before God's law.